What is going on, Giants fans? Coming at you with another New York Giants video. This is going to be my second straight video I'm going to be making regarding the New York Giants. This is not going to be about the game. This is going to be about Golden Tate. Golden Tate will not be playing tomorrow against the Washington football team. He will sit out, and he actually didn't even fly to Washington. He will sit out the game, not because of injury, because Joe Judge has decided to suspend him, most likely just for one game because of his actions. Obviously screaming to the camera saying, "Throw me the ball," because Daniel Jones, I apparently didn't throw the ball him that much, and I guess he really hasn't been used that much for the Giants offense. And maybe that's just because how Jason Garrett's offense rolls. Maybe just because that's how it goes. Maybe Golden Tate's not really much of a, I guess, a guy they don't really use in the offense. I feel like Golden Tate gets a decent amount of targets, but I mean, in his mind, I guess he really doesn't. I don't really consider Golden Tate an elite receiver, so I'm not going to say, oh, throw the ball to Golden Tate every single time. Like, I'm not going to say, Daniel Jones, how are you not throwing it to Golden Tate? Like, I don't think Golden Tate's that really kind of guy. I mean, the Giants brought him in to pretty much replace Odell Beckham, and he has not been the same. Golden Tate obviously missed the first 4 games of the season last year because of the whole steroids thing. He used an illegal drug or whatever it is, and he had to sit out 4 games last year, and he really hasn't been great. He really hasn't been worth the money that the Giants paid him, and I don't really blame Joe Judge for suspending him here. They never ended up suspending Daniel Jones for going maskless at the bar, but maybe he could have been drinking something, and you can't drink with a mask on, so I mean, I don't really blame him for not wearing it. Maybe it was just wrong place, wrong time, just a wrong time to take the picture. I don't really think it was really his fault. I feel like, you can't, put a, maybe whatever he was drinking, you can't put it in your mouth with a mask on, So, I mean, I'm not really going to blame Daniel Jones for that, even though, you have to wear a mask, you got to be safe, and you have to follow the protocols of the NFL, but I'm not going to blame Daniel Jones, all out for not wearing a mask, and maybe he was wearing a mask at a point, and he just took it off to take the picture. I don't really know the situation, but obviously Daniel Jones never ended up getting benched or suspended or fined for not wearing the mask at the bar and breaking NFL protocols, but Golden Tate will miss tomorrow's game against Washington because of him not really being the greatest teammate. When you're on a football team and you're a veteran and the Giants brought you in to be a leader, you have to be a great teammate. And Golden Tate hasn't really been the greatest teammate, to Daniel Jones. And, even though I'm not a big Daniel Jones guy, I think Daniel Jones should not be the Giants quarterback next year. I think the Giants will win a lot of games if he was not our quarterback. But, you still got to be a good teammate. And Daniel Jones should be the Giants quarterback for the rest of the season. So he's still a Giant, and I'm still going to root for Daniel Jones as long as he's wearing this uniform. So Golden Tate, he's got to be a better teammate. I think it definitely makes sense to bench him for a game, or maybe even more. I don't know. I don't know the whole thing what Golden Tate did during practice. This could have not just been him screaming to the camera, "Throw me the ball." It could have been some other things. Maybe he was complaining at practice. I don't really know, but all I know is Golden Tate will not be playing tomorrow against Washington, and he will be benched. I had to stop the video for a second, but anyway, back to where, what I was talking about. Golden Tate will not be playing tomorrow against Washington, so what are your thoughts on it? Do you think he deserved to be benched? Do you think he didn't deserve it? Do you think it was too harsh by Joe Judge? Do you think it was not? I'd love to hear your thoughts on the whole situation down in the comments below. I don't really believe Golden Tate will be a Giant next year. He doesn't seem like he's going to be a great teammate, and if he wants to, be on a winning team, I don't think the Giants are the right team for him, because the Giants aren't in a great position to win right now. Although I do think the Giants have a bright future. I do think the Giants will be a good team next year if they get a new quarterback. I just don't see Golden Tate wanting to be a Giant next year. I don't really see him returning to the team next year, and I don't really see the Giants being a great team this year. I still think the Giants will draft to have probably a top 5 draft pick. I don't see them winning the division. I still think they have a chance. I think they're the best team on paper in this division, but, I think they play the best football out of all the teams in the division, even though the Eagles are probably going to win it. I still think the Giants are the best, team at football in the division, even though they're technically the worst team. But I do think next year the Giants will compete, and they probably will win this division. I don't really see the Eagles and Cowboys or Washington being a great team next year. So I do see the Giants, if they get a new quarterback, I do see the Giants, or if Daniel Jones improves, I do think the Giants will win the division next year. But as of now, I don't think the Giants are in a great position to win right now. They're 1-7. They're not playing. They're playing good football, but they're not beating teams. They still have only won 1 game this year. So you can't take that for granted. They're still a very, very bad football team, so let's not, like, you know, just because they played some close games doesn't mean they're a good team. They're definitely not a good team. They're a very, very bad team, and they've been a bad team for the past 4 years. And I don't really think Golden Tate would want to be a part of that, but I do think the Giants will go out, maybe even draft a receiver in the first round. If they want to stick with Daniel Jones, maybe they go out and draft Jamar Chase. I don't know. Maybe he'll fill in Golden Tate's position, but all I know is I don't think Golden Tate will be a Giant next year, and, you know, he hasn't really been the greatest player, and he really hasn't been the greatest teammate either. So, all right, guys, so that's going to do it for this video. What are your thoughts on the Golden Tate not playing tomorrow against Washington? Love to hear your thoughts on that down in the comments below. That's going to do it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you guys next time. Pumped up for the game tomorrow. Let's go, Giants.